The views and opinions expressed on From the Mouths of Madness are that of the panel and not of the Geeks Under the Influence Network or their sponsors, Amazon.com and tpublic.com. Listeners, beware. Coming straight from the mouths of madness, I'm one of the hosts, Lowdown. With me, as always, is
F.U.Hunter. What's up, you green wearing bitches?
I ain't wearing. Well, actually, I am wearing green.
Yeah, you are.
I am officially wearing green.
Yeah.
As long as it's horror related, I guess I'll wear green.
Yeah. The green is, besides red, probably the secondary color of horror.
Thanks to Sam Raimi, maybe. He used a lot of weird green colors.
Or literally the shirt you're wearing.
That came out first.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Props where props deserves.
Or Troll 2, you know.
Again, the better movie came out first.
Yeah.
So, but we are not here to talk about green and red and colors. We are here to talk about
gold. Yes, gold. No?
We'll not be hearing from F.U.Hunter for the rest of the evening. Tonight on Killer or Filler, we are going to be covering 1994's Leprechaun 2 versus the 2018 direct sequel to the first Leprechaun movie, Leprechaun Returns.
A la Halloween 2018. All the other movies don't fucking matter. Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, and yeah, it literally picks up from the end of the fucking first movie.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're gonna dive into these gems. Woo, buddy. All right. So, let's go right into Leprechaun 2. Directed by Robert Flender.
He probably doesn't want you to say his name. He's like, there should be a thing where he could take his name off of the credit for the Leprechaun 2.
Maybe he's very proud of this movie. Maybe he just walks around when people talk about Leprechaun 2 saying, say my name, say my name.
Yeah, but it's not even like, if you're like the director of Leprechaun, maybe unless he did like Leprechaun in the Hood or in Space, like the ridiculous ones. But Leprechaun 2 is just, it's a shit movie. I'd take my name off.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Yeah, it's a shit movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's really outside of the director. There's a dude from fucking Seinfeld.
Yeah. Yeah. The neighbor of Seinfeld's parents down in Florida. Yeah. That gives him the pen.
Doesn't he have the same name in Seinfeld?
Maybe.
Morty?
Yeah.
I feel like he's got the same name.
He looks like a Morty too. So
it's terrible.
Yeah.
But
yeah, there's him, and then who's the dude from Bad Santa? Yeah, the little guy from Bad Santa.
I don't remember his fucking name. Yeah, the dude who plays what's his face? Billy Bob Thornton's cohort, little dude. He's in this too. And
Tony Cox.
Tony Cox.
Yes.
And he's got a little scene where he walks into the men's bathroom with a pot of milk chocolate gold coins and offers it to the main character. And I'm like, I would have drop kicked his ass if any dude offers me anything to eat in a bathroom.
Yeah,
that's disgusting.
Your selling point is not helping.
No.
And it's chocolate.
Yeah,
a chocolate product
in the bathroom.
Guess what? I'm not fucking eating. All right.
Oh, it's terrible. But it came in handy later.
Yes, it did.
Came in handy later.
What a fucking twist.
That was the big part of the movie.
So
yeah,
we're gonna be very quick on this, and then we'll get to the other one because this movie, Leprechaun 2, does not deserve for us to spend more than 5 minutes talking about anything with it. But pretty much, I guess Leprechaun wants to get his fuck on, so he's looking for a wife of some sort in the past. There's some rules. She fucking sneezes 3 times, and nobody says, God bless you. I'll be honest, I don't know what the whole setup was.
On his 1000th birthday, he can pick a wife, not date and court and propose.
She's my bride. Yeah,
he gets to pick a wife.
Yeah,
and he has a slave, and he told the slave that once the bride is mine or the girl is mine, then you will have your freedom. And the dude's like, sweet, what do I got to do? And then he shows him the girl. And it's his daughter. And of course...
Can we throw out real quick, just because this is how much they did not give two shits about this movie? It is obvious, the father, that they just put on hair to give him a beard, like, but really shitty. Like, it's obvious he didn't have a beard, and the last minute they wanted to give him a beard, and they spirit gummed little bits of hair. Sorry, either he grows the worst looking fucking beard of anybody I've ever seen, or they went, quick, this dude needs to have a beard so it makes him look like a father. Because that was literally the first 5 minutes of the movie, and I was like, that looks like dog shit.
It looked like if you had one of those beards that had the rubber band strap around it that you just strap on top of your head, it would look better.
It would look better, yeah.
It would look better. That was how bad that was. And then you obviously you see the girl who obviously they didn't bother aging her or changing her or anything because it's the same girl that we see in the present day. They didn't even fucking try. She's just wearing like a one-piece green dress instead of like normal clothes. Anyway, so yeah, you know, on the third, it's the 3 sneezes, and he can cause her to sneeze so he can cheat because leprechauns are tricksy. Yeah. And then after the 3rd sneeze, no one says God bless you, then the woman is his.
Yeah.
And so on the 3rd sneeze, the father obviously can't allow his daughter to have that little thing wiggling up in her.
I heard it's like a tripod, though.
Oh, God.
Sorry.
It's terrible. So, he runs off. Leprechaun stops him because he's a leprechaun slave, and the leprechaun kills him. But before he kills him, he puts a curse on his whole family, and on his next 1000th birthday, he will find the lineage and assuming that there was going to be another girl down 1,000 years down the road.
Exactly. There's a lot of wars between this. That's weird this family
People
was able
died. They could have just had sons. They could have had no kids. I mean, there's whatever. Anyway, so yeah, go past, flash to the future, and it's this dude and his girlfriend. The girlfriend's the bloodline, and he's got a drunk uncle because his parents died. They have a bullshit fucking business where they take people on haunted tours and shit like that.
Who are the 2 people they have? I mean, I don't know the chick, but the dude, we have
Ice Cream Man.
Yeah, we have a Clint Howard sighting.
Yeah, with Clint Howard.
Not that that's a big deal.
Was it? It's Ice Cream Man and what? Silent Night, Deadly Night 4? I think it's 4. 4 or 5.
Yeah.
It's one of the 2.
Yeah. I mean, he's been in a fuck ton of movies. I mean, but still, you have that random Clint Howard sighting. So
yeah, the odd brother.
Yeah.
We got Ron Howard and Clint Howard.
Yeah.
They're brothers, right? Am I wrong?
No, they're brothers. Yeah, because Clint Howard usually shows up in Ron Howard movies. Like,
he's like, hey, you need a job, bro?
Thanks, bro.
Appreciate it, guy.
I always think of Clint Howard as he was in Tango and Cash.
Oh,
and he's the annoying cellmate of, I can't remember if it was Tango or Cash, but he gets wrapped up in the wiring of the bed or some shit like that because he was being fucking obnoxious. But yeah.
So I guess like that. So Leprechaun gets revived by some drunk somehow. I don't know how.
We've gone over the 5-minute mark.
Tree.
Man, so I mean,
there's a tree from Houdini from Ireland, and the leprechaun's in the tree, and somehow I guess he knows it's his birthday, so he comes out, kills a bum, pulls his gold tooth out. Which I don't know why the bum didn't do that prior to that because he
didn't
like
kill the bum, remember? Because he pulls a gold tooth out, and the bum shows up at the police station. He goes, "Hey, God, check my tooth," and they're like, "All right, druggie, move it along. We don't fucking care about you."
So I guess we'll go over some of the kills. Like the boob kill was kind of cool if they'd actually shown it, but they didn't show it.
Yeah,
they showed the boobs, and she's got great boobs.
I'll give you that.
She got great boobs, but they could have shown the face. Basically, the leprechaun used the magic to trick the dude, and this guy was a total douche. To that
chick, and where he's powerless, he has to suck on the tit.
Yeah,
he has to. I mean, like, it's a tit. Like, if a tit's presented, the rule is you stop whatever you're doing, proceed towards a tit, not conscious of anything in your surrounding, and just dive right into sucking that tit.
Well, no, it was the magic that the leprechaun had caused the illusion.
I know.
But yeah,
but when you look at the scene, it just looks like he's like tit, and he just leans forward. But ha, it's a trick.
It's a lawnmower.
Yeah, it's a lawnmower, and you obviously
it's upwards and the blades are out.
Yeah, but you see him going in, and then it's the shadow.
That was so lame.
And that's like
so lame.
Whatever. Fuck you.
It's terrible. So that could have been a really cool kill if they'd have shown it.
Yeah,
but they didn't. And then there's another kill involving. What happens at the bar? There's a bar kill somewhere. I don't fucking remember.
Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, the only other one I remember is the neighbor from Seinfeld.
Oh, the cappuccino one was cool.
Which one was that?
Where they end up challenging a leprechaun to a drink off, and he gets shithoused, and then he goes to like an espresso shop, and then the dude who runs it's being a dick to him.
Who was the guy from Mad TV?
Yes, the guy from Mad TV. I knew I recognized him, but no, the steam to the face, that was a cool death. I think they spent the budget on that.
Yeah.
And they couldn't do the lawnmower scene because they breaks the steam line loose on the machine, and it just like melts the guy's face. It's pretty
Michael
cool.
McDonald.
Michael McDonald.
Yeah.
That was a cool death. And then
Let's say there's a few random. You're like, okay, if you want to. I mean, I'm not saying like Mad TV was this huge, but it was still weird that he's like, yeah, I'll be in the Leprechaun 2 movie.
People that like Mad TV are excited when they see somebody from Mad TV.
That's true.
Like that's the reason I went and saw Ari Spears when he came to Richmond at the Funny Bone. Well, actually, I was bouncing at the place at the time, Bar Louie in Richmond. It's closed now, but he came in after a show one night, and he was just hanging out drinking with us.
Yeah,
and he was cool as shit. And I was like,
which is
fucking,
kind of
it's
funny
Ari Spears.
If you told me the biggest person from Mad TV would be Jordan Peele, because when you watch Mad TV, you were like he wasn't one of the big like standout people, but yeah, he's probably the biggest person from Mad TV.
You see, folks, this is how interested we are in this film. It's easily deterred when we mention something better that we like.
We were like, oh, the guy from Mad TV. Let's talk about that instead of the fucking movie.
So Uncle Morty, they're trying to capture him. They find out that iron hurts the fucking leprechaun, which that goes through all the movies. Yeah, it's a trope that it's been through all the movies, and they're like, cool, we get iron and we got a safe and we can capture him and then we can kill him. And then, of course,
they trick him because the dude's like, come if you want to get your coin. And Leprechaun sees that there's like a dog.
Yeah, he's doing all this because he's missing one coin, by the way.
Yeah.
Leprechaun is missing one coin.
There's a dog door and Leprechaun's like, you fucking idiot. I'm just going to go through the dog door. I'm fucking small as shit. And that's where the safe's on the other side. Ha ha. Yeah.
Iron safe.
Dumbass fucking Leprechaun.
Exactly.
But here's the thing. So the safe hurts him and contains him. But then Morty decides, I'm going to make a fucking deal with them, and then he makes a wish. I guess even if you're locked in a safe, the Leprechaun can make a wish because dumbass Morty is like...
because the lore goes that when you capture them, so they have to be captured.
Yeah.
That you have to grant them 3 wishes. Right. The Leprechaun has to grant the person that caught him 3 wishes. So I think they were going with the fact that since he was caught, that he could still grant the wishes. So Morty, in his infinite fucking wisdom,
he's like, I want gold.
People aren't specific in their wishes, and he says he wants the leprechaun's pot of gold. Didn't say where. Yeah. Didn't say how.
He gets a bellyache.
He gets a pot of gold in his belly. That was so ridiculous.
You knew it was gonna happen. You knew it was gonna happen though. He's like, oh, and then you're like, all right. And I knew it was gonna be, and it wasn't just like it was a huge fucking like cauldron pot of gold. It wasn't like, I mean, like his whole he looks like he's pregnant with I don't know what level,
quadruplets or something.
Yeah, so like it's just
quintuplets. I don't fucking know.
It's stretched the fuck out. But of course, the next thing you know, he's like, it hurts, and he lets Leprechaun out because he's a fucking idiot. And Leprechaun is like, I'm just gonna rip your fucking stomach open.
So the second wish was, get it out. And he's like, well, I can't get it out. You've got me trapped. But he could grant the wish before, and the guy didn't think, he was in too much pain to even think about it. So he lets him out so he could get the pot of gold out, and Leprechaun's like, do you wish that I take it out? And he's like, sure, okay.
Not being specific again, yeah.
People just and that's a trope across all of like the Leprechaun, the pot of golds.
Well, I'm saying other series that Wishmaster.
I was gonna say the monkey paws. Anything with a monkey paw, it's like you make the wish and it's never specific.
Yeah.
Like if I made a wish, it would be like an essay.
Yeah,
One wish would be like an essay.
I declare that I want gold placed at my feet with, and like,
no intrusion on my body, no harm coming to me or my loved ones or anyone I care about. It's gold that I can easily acquire and spend and use to my fortune.
If I say I want titties, I don't want them on my body. Like,
So
the old titty trick.
So Morty's dead, and there's another scene like in the first one with him in a fucking go-kart, tiny car, and that was stupid as shit.
Yeah, that he just kills somebody else.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. Seriously. Oh, and not to mention the whole time he had captured the girl, and she's been in his like leprechaun's home. You never know what can happen in a leprechaun's home. Remember? And
we're like triple the amount of time I thought we would spend on this.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's terrible. So anyway. His home is under the tree. She's there. She's just basically doing nothing the whole time, trying to escape, but can't because leprechauns are tricksy. And they ended up going back to the house. I don't think I've missed anything important in between, but is there anything important in this movie? The final climactic scene happens at the base of in the leprechaun's home, which is inside the base of the tree. And there is one redeeming 10-second scene at the end with the leprechaun exploding. That's about it.
Okay. He does a thing though where
the bone dance thing was cool. The skeleton dance thing was cool.
Yeah, the skeleton was all
because
right.
that was the skeleton of her ancestor.
Yeah.
Because he had the same shackle.
The pickpocketing skeleton, remember?
Yeah,
The skeleton's dancing, he's also going through his pockets, which I thought was pretty, like, you're a skeleton, dude. Somebody's going to know. You're not going to be smooth with fucking going into people's pockets, all right?
Mm-hmm.
But he does the little tomfoolery thing where the chick's freed, and then she runs into our hero, and she's like, oh, man, shit could be so good. Hey, give me that coin while you're at it. And he's like, sure, babe. I mean, it's weird that you want the coin. And as soon as he gives her the coin, then she starts laughing hysterically and then shrinks into Leprechaun. He's like, you fucking dumb motherfucker. I'm the Leprechaun, not that chick. But then he goes, how do you like your chocolate coin, bitch? There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Fed him chocolate. He's still powerless. Stabs him with the iron and he explodes.
Here's the thing
then
that
it's
bothers
over.
me.
Dude, did you notice the hard ending?
Well, not only hard ending, but then they finally get back out on the surface.
So I'm talking about the hard ending.
And then he just takes a coin and he's like, what are you going to do with that coin? He's like, I don't fucking care. And just flicks it, leaves it in the field.
I don't want it.
The thing that, causes this creature to murder your family, all these people I'm not going to hold on to it for safekeeping. I'm just going to leave it for anybody else to find.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what I meant by hard ending is it shows them leave the tree and then they're walking down the staircase of where the little, mezzanine where it's planted on. And as they're walking down the staircase, it just hard cuts. That's it. Now, I will say that Leprechaun 2 is literally the lowest rated of all the Leprechaun movies.
Which is saying something.
Well, no. So none of the Leprechaun movies made it above like a 50% really, or like maybe like a 6.1 or 6.2,
Yeah.
But the majority of them go pretty much average around 5. Between 4, 6, 5. You say 5 is a good average.
Yeah.
This one got like a 6%, I think.
It came
terrible.
out a year after the first one.
Mm-hmm.
You could see the production value is fucking dog shit. I mean, so yeah, I'm not shocked at all.
It's horrible 90s production.
It's
so terrible.
bad. I mean, and even for a Leprechaun movie, it's bad.
Yeah. So enough of that.
So let's go to, again, we said brought up kind of briefly earlier, but then you have Leprechaun Returns that came out in 2018.
Which is actually more of a direct sequel to the first one, because this Leprechaun 2 wasn't a direct sequel to the first one. It was, but it wasn't.
That it came out the same year as Halloween. That was...
Don't compare these movies.
Just in the mentality of everything after the first movie doesn't fucking exist anymore.
True, and it just did come out first.
And you would... Well, I would say... And you could say, oh, they took the idea from Halloween, but I guess it came out first, but they came out the same year. So
I seriously doubt anybody that was involved with Halloween knew this fucking movie existed.
No,
I'm just saying.
No.
Anyway, but I do see your point. It is weird that in the same year that happened.
Yeah.
So this is directed by Steven Kostanski, and he was responsible for a movie we talked about. It was actually our first on the chopping block, I believe, wasn't it?
It might have been.
I think it was.
If not, it was one of the early ones.
Yeah, The Void, which is a good film.
Our first on the chopping block was Ready or Not.
Yeah. No, Mayhem. Mayhem was.
Mayhem
was. So yeah, The Void was like number 3. A good film. Had its problems. If you want to know our in-depth part of that, you can go back and listen to that episode. And he also did, I believe, F.U.Hunter. I have yet to see this movie, but F.U.Hunter is involved with something that has seen this movie. Psycho Goreman.
Oh yeah.
He directed Psycho Goreman.
Oh, I've covered 2 of this director's movies, because not only Psycho Goreman, but one of his early ones, Manborg.
Oh, and he also was one of the 5 fucking directors, which I had no idea, that were involved with Father's Day, the Trauma film.
Yeah.
Have you seen that yet? No?
I've watched about 40 minutes of it. So it's
like this dude going around.
It's a shower movie, in which, after you're done watching it, you're going to need to take a shower.
This dude going around raping fathers, and it's trauma all day.
It's trauma, but it's like not funny trauma. It's dirty trauma. dirty trauma. Not like, oh man, that's hilarious when that guy's getting raped. No.
So this one has Lyndon Porco as the Leprechaun. I have no idea who the fuck he is.
Yeah.
Outside of this.
Yeah. That is the one advantage I will say with having motherfucker from, you knew him from Willow before Leprechaun.
Yeah.
So.
You knew Warwick Davis. Everyone knew Warwick Davis. So the big difference is what they do with this is the movie starts out and he, at the end of the first Leprechaun, they throw a 4-leaf clover in his mouth and he starts to melt and falls down a well. Well, they refilm that with the new guy, and show that in the beginning of Leprechaun Returns. And then 25 years later, a sorority house has bought the property, and they're trying to be this off the grid sorority, go green, solar power and all this stuff. And look, I'm all for energy efficiency and getting off of fossil fuels, but holy fuck me,
they hit you over the head with it.
Oh god, it's terrible.
Yeah, they hit you over the head with it over and over again.
I'm all for it not depending on like coal and oil for the rest of for centuries to come, but fuck me.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is, so you see the main character, she's riding on the bus. Oh, before I get to the cool thing, I gotta dig on this too. She is on a social app called Funstagram. Fuck me.
Yeah.
Funstagram.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You know how all the kids are going on Funstagram.
She's at the bus stop. She gets dropped off at the bus stop. She's waiting for the sorority sisters to come pick her up. And you see this old pickup truck roll up. And you see a bunch of paint around it. And dude, as soon as I saw the paint, my head was like, no fucking way. Yep. Sure as shit, big old dude rolls out with his fucking overalls on. It's Ozzy. So already I'm like, this movie's off to a good start.
Yeah.
Got original casting coming back.
Ozzy / Francis from Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
And don't forget Teen Wolf.
And Teen Wolf, yeah.
And Teen Wolf 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was kind of shocked. That was the first thing. I was like, wow, they got someone look like him. I was like, no, that's fucking him. Holy shit. No,
it's him. And Mark Holton through and through. Badass. I'm like, cool, they're on a good start. And then like he ends up giving her a ride because the sisters hadn't shown up yet. And he knows where it's at, and then she finds out that he knew Jennifer Aniston's character, which is her mom. You find out that was her mom. That's another tie-in, is the daughter of Jennifer Aniston's character, and the first one is the main character in this one. And then the continuity, they touched on that too with 2018. The continuity was good because his ear was fucked up, and the daughter thing, that was really good. I don't know if you knew, they showed his ear.
Yeah,
because Leprechaun bites his ear in the first movie.
Yeah, and I remember seeing that. So.
And then he basically drops her off, and while he's unloading stuff, he forgets his phone.
Yeah, he dropped it while he was unloading her.
And then you got to get introduced to all the sorority girls, which Misty from Crawlers shows up.
I was totally gonna throw that out there.
I was like, Misty? Is that you?
I was like, she looks really familiar. I was like, I know I've seen something. Oh, okay. So I literally did the thing I watched 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Misty. Now, I will say, I think she's a lot hotter in whatever she's wearing in that, because it shows off her butt more.
Oh, and she's less sad. That's
sad.
The other thing. Is that
definitely more horny.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely more horny.
Yeah.
Like, she's horny the entire movie.
But yeah, because that's the problem. Is in Crawlers, she's just so sad and mopey the entire. And this one, she's just like throwing out the disses, she's getting her fuck on. Yeah, she's.
Yeah. Well, so they're all doing this. They're trying to get water to the house and electricity and yada yada. Meanwhile, Ozzy realizes he lost his phone. He traces it back in true Ozzy fashion, where because he has to go on steps, and then he goes back to get his phone. He realizes he dropped it, and then hears noises coming out of the well, and he starts to get scared. Meanwhile, this truck is also lined inside with 4-leaf clovers. Yeah, like he's got fucked up from this.
Oh yeah, because she brings up, she's like, "Oh, are you a fan?" He's like, "No." She's like, "Oh, you like to celebrate?" He's like, "No." Like, no,
not at all.
I'm traumatized because I got attacked by a leprechaun. But it's better he doesn't explain that. Just say no. Yeah,
leave it. Keep it simple. And apparently, water shoots up from the well, and in the water, there's a coin.
Yeah.
Or does he eat a coin in the first one? See, happenstance eat a coin in the first one. I can't remember.
I think so. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking happened. And anyway, he gets freaked out, leaves, and then he ends up in the woods. I thought he was going to take a shit. It looks like he has to take a really bad shit.
Well, because he's driving, and
his
it's
tummy,
that I'm about to have massive diarrhea.
Yeah. And he gets out and he's running away from the truck, and he's like, "No, please, no!" And then all of a sudden, you see his stomach start to move. You're like, "Oh fuck!" And then he gives birth to a fucking leprechaun.
Now I will say this: first dialogue we hear from the leprechaun is when he rips out. He goes, "Papa," which is pretty fucking funny. I mean, if you're gonna murder somebody by coming out of him, you'll have a little fun with it. All right, so yeah.
And I like how he comes out covered in blood and goo, grabs his hat covered in blood and goo. And it's on him the entire, like, it's just this nasty stank.
And that's the first thing I will say that I actually appreciate about this movie is that there's, like, we were just bitching about the fan scene in Leprechaun 2. Here, they don't pan away. They straight up say, here you go, blood and guts and everything. They give you all of the effects. And I appreciate that.
They do. And there's one cool thing that I will admit that I really did dig. The first scene, the first scene of him coming out of Ozzy is one take, and when he's walking away after he gets his hat, like he's still covered in blood, so he doesn't, and his clothes look gross the entire movie. but he's got guts stringing from his foot as he's walking.
Yeah.
And actually, Rachel pointed that out to me. I'm like, that's fucking funny. Okay. So at this point, I'm thinking we're on a track to a good reboot.
All right, go ahead.
And then it's just as it moves forward, and like I'm not going to go into depth because again, it's definitely not Leprechaun 2. The kills are actually worth something in this film, but everything else about the movie is like I don't like the actor who played the Leprechaun. I don't like his portrayal of him. Now, some of his one-liners are funny.
Yeah, some of his one-liners funny.
Remember when he gets his head knocked off by a main chick, and then he puts it back on? He's like, "Oh, you have a good head."
Yeah.
Or the joke he makes about a woman talking too much. He rips out her tongue. See, I laughed at that. My wife smacked me.
I literally said the first thing he says when he comes out of it, he's like, Papa. Like, I mean, that's if you're gonna fuck with somebody, yeah. Look,
he does fuck with them hard the entire movie.
See, this is where I'm not a huge fan of the Leprechaun series as an actual horror series. Okay, yes, he goes to the fucking hood. He's in space.
Those are the best ones, by the way. The end of the hood ones are best.
But the kills are usually not very memorable, not very fun. This was, in my opinion, taking that property that I honestly didn't really care about that much and just saying, hey, let's throw some fucking good fucking kills in there for a movie that really doesn't have much substance to it anyway. So I didn't get that. I enjoyed it for what it is. Again, it's like, and I'll bring this up, and we disagreed on it, but the Child's Play remake, where I didn't really care about the character building and all everything like that. I said, the kills for fun. There you go. And this is kind of the same way I have with
the same thing I said with Black Christmas when we did the Black Christmas episode. We compared all three. In 06, the kills are awesome, but
right. But see, with Black Christmas, you have a really good first movie. I don't think I could say that for any of the Leprechaun movies.
Child's Play, you had a really good first movie.
That's true. That's true. All right. So we're half and half here.
There you go.
But
anyway,
I say we just throw out some of the kills real quick, and then
totally. And there were a couple funny things that I feel like was really in vain to the first Leprechaun, like the first Leprechaun, and then two of the subsequent sequels, in the Hood and back to the Hood, had some funny scenes. Like as far as the whole series goes, fuck 4, fuck 2. I don't remember 3, and he's in Vegas, I think, which Leprechaun in a city full of gold.
Ooh, gold everywhere.
But the scene when the douche shows that, so Misty's, we call her Misty because that's his Misty. From Crawlers, she one train wreck of a chick shows up with 2 dudes. One of the dudes is Misty's ex, and she's pissed because she knows she's going to turn into a hoe around him later. That's really why she's pissed. Well, and I don't mean turn to hoe. I mean she gives good D, and she doesn't want to really fuck him, but she also knows she likes good D. So hey, why deny yourself the good D? Anyway, they fuck a couple times. Later on in the movie, they've all established there's a fucking leprechaun, and no one thinks anyone's crazy. And then the leprechaun comes out of the woods, and they're on the back of the house, and the douche dude who's banging Misty decides to be like, and all this, macho shit. He picks up this round cylinder thing off of like a trailer or something, like a small little trailer, tow-along trailer that's in the back of the house, and throws it at him. And the leprechaun jumps up and just starts running on it. And that has got to be, that shit made me like laugh my ass off.
It's pretty fucking silly.
Because he's like moving his arms like just fucking hysterical. Like I think the actor just ate right into the short thing with absolutely. All that. Like it's hilarious.
Absolutely with that.
So that was a good scene, but then his death, because he's the one that installed that particular panel on the roof, the solar panel. Yeah. And Misty told him he was installing it wrong. Yeah. And then it slides, and Hunter, you want to leave with this?
Slice down the middle. Like it goes through him, and the first thing you see is his hand fall down, and then he just splits. And I was like, all right, I'm happy.
Yeah.
We forgot
a really good shot, though, because it shows from the side where you've got him, the panel, and then the back of him, and then you see the front fall, and then you see the back fall. It's pretty cool.
At that point, that's where I was like, all right, I'm enjoying this because we had Ozzy's death. We forgot to mention the mailman's death where he tricks the mailman into getting his head in a mailbox and then jumps into the mail truck and then runs over the mailman a couple times with the mailbox on his head where you just see blood shooting out of the mailbox. I appreciated that.
And then gets pissed off when something ends up on his shoes. Like he finally notices the gut on his shoes from when he was given birth to by Ozzy. Yeah. And he's pissed. Apparently there's another lore with the leprechaun and the clean shoes.
Okay, yeah. I was about to bring this.
Now is the throwing of the Crocs thing?
Yeah. Well, that and apparently he's got a shoe fetish because he goes to attack a chick and she's in a closet and she runs out, leaves all these shoes around.
You can't leave all these shoes lying about.
And then he's like, oh, and he's like, well, I want to kill her, but fuck, these shoes have to be put back in place. I was like, this is new. But then, yes, there is a fuck you Crocs scene where he goes, these aren't even shoes, and throws them into the trash. And I was like, all right, yeah, there's something that the Leprechaun and me agree on is that fuck Crocs. There you go.
This Leprechaun was definitely pervy.
Oh, pervy is a motherfucker, man.
Yeah, he was pervy.
Yeah.
So what else? There's
So then you had the drunk chick who
makes a deal and
she's
like, turn him in. And...
he's like, I won't lay my hands on you. And you're like, okay. And just like we just said with Leprechaun, goddamn motherfuckers, make this shit fucking like
ironclad. Ironclad.
So, of course, she's like, all right, because she rats out all of her friends and says, okay, here, Leprechaun, there they are. We made a deal. I'm going to get the fuck out of here. She starts running away because she's like, well, I'm going to get out of here. He's not going to lay his hands on me.
Runs into some sprinklers and then
come on, this was pretty good.
Then the heads start flying off. And you see Leprechaun back there like an orchestra fucking what do they call those guys?
The conductor.
The conductor. Yeah. There you go. See, brain farts.
Yeah,
it's 4 years earlier.
Yeah.
Conductor conducting these sprinkler heads smacking and flying away, and it ends with one right in her fucking mouth down to her throat, just spurting blood out.
Yeah,
that was pretty sweet.
Come on, that was pretty awesome. Yeah.
That was pretty cool. And then the Dingleberry, that the friend of the douche nozzle that train wreck chick brought that died by the sprinkler. Was like wants to be a filmmaker, and he brought a drone. The scene with the dude with the Leprechaun riding the fucking drone was funny.
Oh, really?
That was fucking funny.
That was the only one I was like, that's unnecessary. But you know what? I'll take that over a little mini cart thing from two. So.
I was saying compared to the car,
I'll
take him riding a drone.
Yeah.
Okay. And then of course, the Leprechaun uses his power, and then the dude he's using the drone to see where he's at, and then the Leprechaun uses his drone to cut his head off. It was cool that he was using his power, but death was kind of lame.
Yeah, he just stands there, but it literally just keeps going. And I mean, man,
quick.
he must have spent a lot of money because that was a very, very strong one. Because I would feel like those things, as soon as the blade hit his neck, you might cut it up. But,
like the bone?
Yeah, but this thing cuts his fucking head off, all right?
Yeah.
Like, at least in Child's Play, when they use them, he specifically put razor blades on there. Mm-hmm. So.
And we missing any other deaths?
Okay, I think at this.
Oh, the chick with the like OCD one of the sorority sisters.
Yeah, well, because they figure out because the main girl is locked in the basement, and Ozzy's ghost shows up. Which, holy shit, this is actually probably one of my favorite scenes. As he's talking to her, and he can't say anything. He just mind me, but he points to his guts, and she's like, "Oh, hold on." And she hands him
saran wrap.
That's
awesome.
And this motherfucker is holding his guts, trying to saran wrap his fucking guts in.
But she asked him, was like, better? And he's like, hot thumbs up.
And then he breaks down how they defeated the Leprechaun in the first one, but he can't talk. So it's all charades. So he goes through like a minute of just like miming where they, took a 4-leaf clover and shot, slingshot into his throat, and he melted, stuff like that. And he gets done. She goes, I didn't understand any of that.
Yeah, I mean, I got none of that.
And then he's like, all right, let me show you. And he shows her the map, the hidden map of where they hid the gold, which is the thing you need to defeat the Leprechaun, which is fucking gold. And then he's like, here, I'll show you where to go. And he walks to the wall because he's a ghost. Saran wrap.
Falls off, which was awesome. Yeah. And she's like, hey, I can't do that. Ozzy.
Yeah.
Hey, can't do that. That was awesome. But anyway, they end up going out. So a lot of the kills are happening during this story too.
Yeah, they find the gold.
And by the way, the gold was lazy in this one. It was literally like a pot of gold coins versus like in the originals, it was a pot of multiple things of gold.
Yeah,
it was really lazy in this one.
But they find half a pot of gold because
no, dude, there was like a 16th of a pot of gold because the one OCD chick we're about to explain her death. Found it, used all of that to buy the shit for the house.
Like solar panels are expensive as fuck. Yeah.
Oh, the water pump, all the hoses, all the windows, and all this shit to upgrade the fucking house because it had been abandoned basically.
Yeah.
And was like, I was gonna put it all back after, I made the money back and go to, cash, as a gold for cash or cash, whatever there was. Yeah. Something that literally turns money into gold, pieces you can get and drop it in. I'm like, all right, so they're fucked. So. Before we get to that final scene, she's in the house with the Leprechaun. They think he's dead. No, they trick him with that.
They trick him because
the bag. They put a bunch of tampons.
Yeah, they put tampons under there, so it looks like it's a full pot. He's like, finally, I get me gold. And then they realize they put a lot of lead stuff around him.
Iron
stuff around him. That's right. And so he's trapped in the
area.
area.
Like kettlebells and like all this shit. And down below, see the trash can chick was a bit of a green herb person. She liked veggies, so she had like this couple giant like ball jars. Like she fucking jarred clovers,
which is weird. Yeah.
So they just like pour all these clovers into this like pool down that they had downstairs, and they had a sump pump.
Yeah.
And they were pumping it upstairs into the fucking leprechaun, so he explodes. And as Leprechaun mentioned, if there's any part of me left, I can reform.
Yep.
Respawn, and sure as shit, they all...
Two of the girls go outside.
He's rolling down to 3 at this point.
Yeah. And the 2 of the girls go outside while the one girl's like, I guess I'll start cleaning up. And then you start seeing the little chunks form, little mini leprechauns a la Little Ashes, like fucking Army of Darkness.
That's all I thought of the whole scene.
Yeah, and they're fucking with her and throwing shit at her, and eventually, they trip her up, and she had this award, they mentioned earlier in the movie, this golden shovel award, that is placed directly where she falls right through the fucking head. So
yeah, and that was awesome.
Yeah.
That was awesome. So, all right, that's pretty much the last death. Now, the only thing that happens afterwards is they end up blowing up the house, and Misty gets fucked up. She gets like a piece of wood through her fucking back. She's still alive though, but I guess someone that works for college shows up and is like, "What the fuck? What the fuck happened?"
Now I do have a question, real quick. At one point, because you find out the main chick is Jennifer Aniston's character's daughter, right? But that her mom eventually had died from cancer and stuff like that. And then near the end of the movie, you get either Leprechaun doing either Jennifer Aniston's voice or someone doing an impression of Jennifer Aniston's voice.
It was someone doing an impression.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say, could they? There's no way they got her back, but also unnecessary, because that means that somebody literally had to come in and try to do their best, like Rachel from Friends impression to.
Yeah, they went better off just go with it.
Didn't make any sense, and like she's not going to fall for it. Like, oh, you sound just like Mom. I guess I should help you. No, she already knows you're green and fucking evil, dude.
So they blow him up.
Yep.
Dude shows up, and the girls keep walking after there's a fucking car there to give them a ride, and then the dude starts walking towards the house. Like, they're both oblivious to the fact of someone needs help.
When the first explosion happens, a piece of shrapnel fucking lands on Misty's back.
I just said that.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is, and so like there's a
giant piece. I just said there's Misty, when the house exploded, a giant piece of shrapnel or wood went into Misty's back.
Yeah, she's gonna walk it off.
So when the dude shows up and they're still walking and he's going to get ready to go towards the house, it didn't click with either party that, hey, we need to come together. Yeah. But as soon as Rachel's daughter's like, hey, we gotta go over the ride, and then the dude shows up behind him to take them to the hospital. I'm like, that's gonna be an awkward car ride too. You got something stick out of your back.
Yeah,
how do you even do that? You just like hunch over.
I think you'd have to have her lay on her stomach. That's what I was hoping. I was kind of curious about that when they were gonna show her getting into the car.
Yeah,
it's like she is gonna like lay on her stomach, right? Like, you're not gonna try to like hover towards the front seat. Like, hey, don't hit the brakes really hard, or you have murdered me. Yeah.
Oh. So, and then we get a fucking cutscene that made no sense.
It doesn't. It's unnecessary because you see the house explode, green shit go at literally.
Well, there's a lot of green blood in this, by the way.
Green shit cover them. All right, there you go. They get in the car, done. But then you get
he's alive and hitchhiking on a truck full of chickens.
Yeah.
Well, he's going to where they said she sold the gold at.
Yeah.
So it is a good tie-in for the sequel. That's where his gold's at.
Shitty way to do it.
Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah.
And he's just riding on the back of the fucking
there's nothing happens.
Truck.
You just see him sit on the back, and it's like you want to go wah wah. Like,
exactly.
It's fucking. Yeah. It's unnecessary.
It's terrible.
House explodes. They get in the dude's car. End of movie. But I will say this: of the Leprechaun movies, of an actual horror good kills movie, I enjoyed this. Okay.
Oh. And so the kills were solid, and like I said, the one-liners were great. You remember when he got called a troll? And he's like, troll? Well, that's just offensive.
Yeah.
Like, dude, that made me laugh for some reason. I don't
trying to
even
remember
understand
what she says to him right before they're about to get out, the house is on fire, and he grabs her leg, and she says something like, eat a dick, like something Baggins, but I can't find the line.
Was it Hodo Baggins or some shit like that?
It was some line like that, but she's like, eat a dick.
Maybe it was Frodo Baggins or something. I feel like, something around that. I don't know.
Fucko Baggins. Who
knows?
Baggins.
Yeah, they probably couldn't get rights to use Lord of the Rings stuff, so it's probably something back. Anyway.
This is a complicated one because this is the first of the killer fillers where I fucking hate the OG
Leprechaun
one.
2 is fucking trash. This movie it's not like it's a much better. It's just the kills are awesome, and that's pretty much it.
But it's one of those, I would not...
The acting is terrible.
I wouldn't own this movie, but if I turned it on at the right time, I'd watch a few of the kills. Mm-hmm. So it has that level of, I might be sort of interested, is the best way I could put it. Mm-hmm. For a Leprechaun movie,
so I guess with that...
not ironic.
So I guess we can look at it two ways. We can look at it as it's a Leprechaun movie, and the original was so bad that it is a killer, but it'd be a mild killer, or it's a mild filler because it's not a remake that you want to own.
I put it as a mild killer because I didn't hate, for me at least, I didn't hate watching the movie. No. There was stuff in there that made me groan, but
the first one was just unbearable.
Yeah,
Leprechaun 2,
so fucking
Leprechaun
terrible.
2 was just so
and
unbearable.
Comparing the two, which we usually do, this destroys the Leprechaun 2.
Yeah, I would if I had to choose, I would watch Leprechaun Returns over Leprechaun 2, hands down.
I think
so. That's mild killer. We got to give it a mild killer.
So
it's a mild killer because it's not a great movie.
I'm not going to own it, but I will definitely. I would, if I had a choice, absolutely watch this over Leprechaun 2.
Yeah.
And again, if it's on TV, I'll probably watch something.
Like if I'm busy doing something and I just want to watch the kills again.
This might be a good, like, I'll probably, for St. Patrick's Day, since we can't really do anything else, do outside movies. I'll probably throw this on just because of the kills, you know?
Yeah, fair. Yeah. So there you go, folks. Mild killer, both kind of in agreement because didn't hate it. It is what it is. Kills are good. Leprechaun 2 is fucking atrocious. Fuck that fucking movie. I never want to watch that again in my life.
That was an assignment.
So, yeah. Oh, God, it was so painful. So let us know what you think. lowdownbrown.gui@gmail.com. Hit us up if you've seen if you've seen the original Leprechaun 2, if you didn't know there was something past the first Leprechaun, or if you've seen the the Leprechaun Origins remake and the Leprechaun Returns, because we are going to touch on Origins at some point down the road.
Yeah.
And as always, check out all the other shows under the network, GUIPodcast.com. We got all the shows listed under there. We've got all our links listed there as well. Amazon.com being the OG, the first link on the page, second link being TeePublic, all our merch. I think we've actually had two designs drop since recently, so I think we're up to like
39, I think.
39,
yeah,
40, something like that.
Getting close to 40.
Jesus Christ. And all the shows under the network have at least one design. Most have two to three designs. And again, I'm going to say it, check out all the shows under the network. We got something for everybody. And then until we talk to you again, stay safe.
At GUIPodcast.com. In a world ravaged by movie studios that keep rehashing the same things, only one podcaster has the guts to make it even worse. Join Mike the Hobbit as he traverses the internet to bring you some of the best and worst ideas for reboots, remakes, and reimaginings of some of your favorite and least favorite TV and film properties. Ideas like a John Waters He-Man movie, Fantastic Four the musical, and Aliens, done entirely with marionettes. What podcast would bring this evil upon the world? This is Smack My Pitch Up. Available anywhere you get your podcasts.
Hey guys, Scotty Big Daddy Preston here. That's right, the Geek Father, asking you to join me here every other week with friends and family of the GUI Network as we go through all the trials and tribulations of being a geeky parent. So remember, join us or cry.
My name is Amy Bogard.
And I'm Mike the Hobbit.
And we are the hosts of Deeply Upsetting, where we use our expertise to answer your most upsetting hypothetical quandaries, such as, what non-winged animal deserves wings?
And what body part deserves a secret mouth?
Which cryptid is the worst roommate?
These questions and more that plague you will be answered on Deeply Upsetting, available anywhere you get your podcasts and at GUIPodcast.com.